Welcome to Real Biz Talk with Zandra, where I showcase small business so that you could grow and scale your business globally. Today, I've got a great guest here in the studio that is full of sequins. I'm telling you, she is on point today. And we're going to be talking about her new book that's going to be coming out shortly that talks really about suicide and sequins. So welcome to the show, Jenny.
Sandra, thank you for having me. I'm blessed to be here and humbled. Thank you.
I tell you, I am blessed to have you here today. You look amazing.
Thank you.
Every day I've seen you this week, I've seen you in some sequins. You could really rock that sequence. And I'm sure there is a story behind that. But before we go into that story, I would love for you just to share with me who you are, what you do, and how you do it.
Well, let's see. I'm a ray of light.
Yes, you
for
are.
others.
Yeah.
Daily, I do a lot of volunteer work for foundations as well as just people in general. And I'm a mom, a wife, a disciple for Jesus.
Come on, disciple.
Exactly.
Come on, disciple for Jesus. All right.
I just love living life by Him.
But you're also a business owner.
Yep. Oh, yes. I'm a business owner for a commercial cleaning company in Arizona. And we're doing really good. We've been in business just over 3 years. And I have been truly blessed in that business. I started it very last minute, 2 days notice. And here I am.
Okay, tell me more about 2 days. Okay, so in 2 days, you started this cleaning service that has now been around for 3 years. Tell me about how did you do that? And why did you do it? What happened?
So I was, prior to this, I worked for 2 companies for 10 years and 5 years in that order. And at the second employer, I was let go for, it doesn't matter, but it wasn't anything to do with me. And it was hard to take, And my husband had been trying to get me to start this company for years. And I don't know, I didn't believe in myself. Like you kind of come from your family and they're all blue collar workers, some of them executives, and you tend to get stuck in that rut and you don't think you can work for yourself, right? So my husband just kept, you need to do it, you need to do it. And with that second employer, I didn't have an employment agreement. And I don't know, I was let go one day and that my husband said, let's do it. 2 days later, I was filing for my corporation.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, that's encouragement. That is encouraging and that is so inspiring because a lot of people think about it. Should I do it? Oh, no, I don't know if I have to do it. How much money am I going to make? All of these questions come up. And I bet they came up for you. But what do you think was inside of you that you said, I'm pushing through that mess, which is really fear, and I'm doing it?
Well, because of, and we'll get into more of that later, but because of my past, I knew that fear can be crippling.
Yeah.
It can really stop you from who you're meant to be. And I just had the support of my husband. I mean, he was not letting me back down. No, you're starting this business. And what about the money and the brand? And I don't even have a business plan. Like nothing is ready. You will get it ready. You know how to make it happen. Let's just do it. And I was like, what are we going to, what about my income? I had 2 big companies already calling me to hire me. It got out in the industry that fast. I had 2 very large companies call. I would have easily been making well into the 6 figures working for them. And my husband was like, no. And I just did it. So I just took the leap.
So So you have taken a company that you started in 2 days, didn't have all of the infrastructure, didn't have everything in place. You pushed through the fear. You started the company. It's been 3 years. And tell me, how many teammates do you have, and and just the size of the company now?
We have roughly 35. If you take part-time and kind of add it all, we have like 35 employees, and we are at 1.5 million a year.
That is amazing.
Yeah. I'm so blessed.
So now I'm just saying, for the people that are listening to this, if you don't understand that you have to push through the fear, because on the other side of the fear is absolutely success in 3 years. A lot of businesses that go in business are out of business in the first 1 to 3 years. You have exceeded that. And not only that, you're making 1.5 million.
Yeah.
Do y'all want to try to make 1.5 million?
I was in the black.
The fear.
I was in the black my first year.
That is,
which
that
most
is
companies are still in the red in their second year, right?
Absolutely.
But I was already in the black my first year, and I'm projected to be at 2 million in about 6 months, and I've just been so blessed.
You have been blessed.
I have good problems right now. Growth problems are good problems.
So, what do you think contributes to your success most?
I found God about 1.5 years ago.
Okay.
And we can
amen.
Yeah. I dedicated my life to Jesus 1.5 years ago, and that has just that He's always been there. He's always been driving my life. I just didn't really have the pieces put together, and coming to that realization there's a fire in me, because now I truly believe this is who I am, and I'm going to be so much more. Yes. And and my husband really started me down that journey of believing in myself.
Okay.
And I'm so glad. I mean, life can be so different, and I'm glad that mine turned different and brought Jesus to it.
That is so
It's changed
awesome.
my life.
Congratulations on your decision to
Thank
walk
you.
with God. That's amazing. Now, sounds like your husband is truly supportive and right there for you. Is he in the business as well?
He's not. He is a CAD. He does CAD work.
Okay.
For they make parts for firearms, little pieces, and he does the CAD work on the back end of that. Okay. And he loves it. He's kind of a quiet, reserved kind of person. He's the complete opposite of me. So we totally complement each other.
Opposites attract, right? I mean, if both of y'all was like, on the rooftop,
Poor guy, we're up at like 5:30 in the morning. He's trying to, do his thing in the bathroom quietly. And I'm like, and this and that, and then can you and this, and he's just like, he doesn't say a word. He listens, but he's kind of like, oh my God.
That's awesome.
He loves me.
It's awesome. So now, do you just do commercial real estate, or do you also do like residential?
I just do commercial.
Just commercial.
Okay. The only time we do houses is if it's for a company that's flipping them and renting, things like that.
Well, I know that you have this book on the horizon, and we're going to take a short break. But when we come back, I really want to talk about that book. We'll be right back.
Hey friends, have you ever felt like you're on this hamster wheel of life and you just can't get off? That was me for 23 years, until I took that brave leap and hired myself. Here at Lisa Williams Co., we help you make your next chapter your best chapter. We will empower, equip, and inspire you to step into your role as a God-gifted entre-believer. Come visit us and become a blessed wealth builder today.
Did you know that most skincare products today have low-quality ingredients that can end up doing more harm than good?
Your skin needs a guardian angel, Sophiel.
Sophiel's pure, natural ingredients hydrate, exfoliate, and nourish your skin. Most people see results in one application. No matter what skin type you have, Sophiel will give you the results you want. Sophiel is skincare for the soul. We've harnessed the power of the camu berry for a natural, brightening, nourishing solution. Our patented skincare formula contains only the highest quality, natural, plant-based ingredients that are so pure you can eat them. Sophiel is food for your skin, so feed your skin well.
You know, your skin deserves the best. Visit shopsophiel.com and give your skin the guardian angel it deserves.
Go to shopsophiel.com and use code SOUL20 to save 20%. Your skin deserves the best. Get started today.
Are you looking to find your perfect look? Looking to find the perfect shopping experience? Looking for high-quality fashion at an affordable price? You'll find it right here at Nina's Finds Boutique. Enjoy shopping comfortably in our luxury showroom. With over 20 years of experience in the fashion industry, we're committed to helping you find not just the right outfit, but the outfit that's right for you. Ready for a girlfriend excursion? For a private setting, come see us at the Gilmer location. Walk into an experience that you will never forget.
Hey, my friends, if you want a successful marriage, family, and business, you cannot miss my friend's new show, Becoming a Millionaire Power Couple, right here on Zandra TV Network.
You said you didn't like
So that's really good. Oh, we're back. So we've been talking to Jenny, and she has a fabulous story about building a business in 2 days. 2 days, got the notice, built a business, and now it's worth $1.5 million. Don't y'all want some of that? You got to push through the fear, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about, pushing through the fear. But I know now here you have this business, you have a wonderful life. You got a team of 35 working for you. You're making, very decent revenue coming into your company. And yet you have time to author a book.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about the book.
Well, I have this very unique journey with some tragedy that's led to great things in my life. So the book is called Suicide in Sequins, A Journey of Joyous Hope. I wear sequins because of suicide loss. So
I knew there was a story behind the sequins, right?
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
You go. Standing up for
They
a
need to make more
cause.
workout clothes with sequins.
Uh-huh.
When I don't have sequins for my workout clothes, I wear some bright stuff.
Okay, well, that's an opportunity.
Exactly. Good
It's
point.
an opportunity. Uh-huh.
So, I have a niece who 21 years ago, she was 14 months old. Her name was Gwynnie. She drowned in a pool at the babysitter's house. And so I'm the oldest of 6, and my sister was 2.5 years younger than me. She was my best friend, and at the time, that was her only daughter. And she drowned in a pool. And had to be one of the worst things that can happen to a family. I mean, a child is not supposed to, they're not supposed to die, And as the oldest child, you feel responsible for your siblings. And our mom, she did not raise us since I was 11. So I kind of took on the motherly roles of the household. So there was this mom dynamic as well with my sister. So, that was really, really rough. And she was in crisis, and we were trying to get my sister into healthcare. And as you know, I mean, when you're trying to get in initially to a psychiatrist or a counselor, it's like 4, 6, 8 weeks wait time. But there's not time for that. So she started to self-medicate through alcohol. And then we had an even bigger battle on our hands. Now, my sister had a suicide attempt prior to losing her daughter. So we already had some mental health issues that we thought we'd worked through. And then when her daughter died, we were worried, So then we had several attempts after that. And there was this, when you get to 7 years after losing a child, it tends to, it never goes away, but life is easier to bear that grief with.
Yeah.
And so we got to like 7 years, and I thought, we're good, right? Until 7 years and 8 months, when I got the call while I was in Vegas, and she had passed away by suicide. And I couldn't believe it because the night before she had called and she's just said bye to everybody. But we didn't know, you know. I should have known because she said some really weird things, and you don't think that's going to happen, you know. And it's like New Year's Eve, and I'm getting this call from her. I'm like, oh, she's wishing me a Happy New Year's, you know, and that was rough.
Around the holidays then.
Yeah, New Year's.
New Year's Day.
So, suicide is it really is hard to process.
Let me ask you, what's the hardest thing in your mind? Because you've been through it. Everybody's not been through that. I mean, we've been through loss, right? I mean, I could talk about loss for sure. You know, given my entire immediate family is gone, but it wasn't a suicide. But what's your thought about it? Like, what do you think?
Well, the hardest part about suicide is the whys and creating your narrative. So you're not going to get your whys, and that's the hardest part. So you start to realize that you're not going to get these whys, so you have to come up with your narrative of acceptance. You know?
Okay.
So like you have this visual of, you know, how did it happen? What happened leading up to that? Were they in just anguish? You have this, it's like a movie. You want to see what happened in the movie. You just don't want to see the ending. You see the ending of the movie and you're like, oh wait, I want to watch the whole movie.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You just want to create this narrative in your mind of acceptance. And part of that acceptance is accepting that you're not going to get the whys. And you're going to have to let those go and come up with what you can make peace with. And that's very hard. It's very hard because the mind wants the answers, you know?
Yeah, you know, it's kind of like, you know, as you were talking, it just kind of fell in my spirit. It's the same like when somebody just dies in their sleep. They're not sick. And they just pass away in their sleep, right? You want to know, well, what was wrong? I mean, you go through the same whys, but just in a different way, right? Of, you know, what really happened. And I think that we're just programmed to want to know, you know, what was your thoughts at that moment? Or what were you feeling at that moment? And then, of course, some people, and I don't know if you found this, you know, in your walk through this, then some people want to say, you know, what could I have done better? What did I needed to do? I could have done this or I could have done that. So there is that feeling of blame too.
Suicide comes with a lot of guilt naturally, but we have to be very careful in the suicide loss world of confusing guilt with regret.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So guilt insinuates that you did something to cause this. But regret is just that now you know what you could have done differently. So you're talking about that's like comparing me to you. I'm not even the same person that I was then. I have all this information now that I didn't have then. So it's not fair of me to blame myself now with that person. Like even if I went back, I still wouldn't have had the information.
You wouldn't have had the knowledge. You wouldn't have had the knowledge, the information.
Yes.
We'll be right back.
Do you own a business or are you trying to start one? The old adage still rings true. It takes money to make money. You know what else is true? The Fennell Group can help you expand and grow your business with my over 20 years of experience and a technical team of strategists that work together to obtain funding through major lenders. With our customized plans, there's no risk to you. Visit our website today. The Fennell Group, where your business and financing needs.
Hey everybody, my name's Elijah Boone. If you need healing and if you need inspiration, come check out my show, Angels in the Arena. Right here on Zondra TV.
laughing. Oh, we are back, or we're back. We're back, where I've been talking to Jenny, who really just has this history of suicide that happened in her family, and so unexpected. And so I know that there's someone watching that the same thing maybe has occurred in your life, or even you may even have thoughts yourself, but there's always help and support for you. But Jenny, the book, I want to talk about the book because I think it's unique in the way you've written it. Can you tell me more about that book?
Yeah, so in the book, I share my story, obviously, to relate with the readers and so they can see that what they're feeling is not crazy.
Yeah.
You know, like some of the feelings you go through after suicide, like with my sister, I had some feeling of relief, and I felt so guilty about that. And I found out later it's normal, you know, because I wasn't on suicide watch anymore, but I wasn't relieved to lose her. So I just tell my story so that other readers can have the same relief that I felt, you know, and feel normal. And then what I get into is coping skills. Like, how do you cope with life stressors? I mean, the book is good for really anyone. Divorce, bankruptcy, a breakup, a job loss, whatever, a move, anything really, because when we have trauma, I mean, this creates inflammation in our brains, and we need to learn coping skills to deal with that. And so throughout the book, I talk about a lot of different coping skills, and then have a full chapter on things that you can do to heal yourself and to get to inner peace easier.
So here's the thing. Okay, so I love the book. Is there any journaling in, or it's just written book?
We will be working on a workbook as well.
A workbook too. So I knew that was coming. But here's the thing. You went through all of this suicide, though, and you did that before you accepted Christ in your life. So that, given what you know today about your Christian walk, how has that helped you in your healing process?
You know, all these years, I've never realized that something was missing. Like, I thought I had it all put together. And slowly, you know, I found my purpose, which was to help people and give people hope and inspire, bringing light to your life. And I was confused, thinking that was my why. But then I found God, and I was like, oh my gosh, this whole time, this has been my why. I'm in this big networking group, okay? All professional executive type people. And when I do my presentation up on PowerPoint, slide 2, God. Because, like, I'm not ashamed to talk about it.
That's right.
And I let everybody know, because one of the things when I found God is I realized when I started talking about it, like all these people started coming out and going, oh, I'm a Christian too. What do you mean? Like, if I would have known everybody was Christian, maybe I would have been Christian sooner.
Yeah.
So now I feel like, you know, I have to really talk about it so that people know there's people of faith out there, and you're surrounded by them and you don't even know it. And I don't know why, but in the book I talk about how important that is. Your faith. It just makes your life complete.
I love it. How can people get this book? Sequins.
Well, follow us on suicideandsequins.com.
Okay.
Sequins is spelled Sequins. Sequins, not sequence. That's a common mistake. So suicideandsequins.com.
Okay.
And we will be keeping everybody abreast. We should be releasing it early spring.
That's awesome.
And we're excited. We're going to have a limited edition copy as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's going to be a lot of fun. You know me.
I know, right? You got to love it.
It's going to look good.
You gotta love it. And I love that you have embraced your cause even down to what you wear on a daily basis, and it looks amazing on you. And I think the book is going to be a blessing to many uh, that read it. So what's next on the horizon? You got the book coming. We talked about a potential workbook. What's next for you?
My next step is to make I do a lot of, it's reactive suicide work, right? Someone's already lost somebody to suicide, and I volunteer for organizations where I do peer support groups for those that have lost somebody to suicide. It's like AA, but for suicide loss. And it's very reactive, and I want to get on the front end of it. So once the book is done, then I'll be starting a nonprofit where we create peer support groups for those that have attempted suicide or are at serious suicide risk.
Yeah.
And the goal will be to have everybody that's coming, there's a workshop where we learn a coping skill of sorts, and then we break into groups to talk about what we're struggling with. We'll have a group for veterans, parents, different walks of life. So that is my goal, because I feel like we have a lot of clinical help that's delayed, and I want to kind of bridge that gap and give people a place to go while they're waiting.
Sure.
Or maybe an ongoing, they can go weekly instead of just when you go to your appointments as scheduled. So that's my goal.
Awesome.
I want to save lives now versus helping people process the grief of a life lost.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I know that you've got tons of words of wisdom, because this book is, I'm sure, going to have some words of wisdom in it. But give me 2 or 3 words of wisdom that you would like to share with folks around this topic.
Well, first of all, if you feel like you might harm yourself and maybe you're in the pits of despair, call somebody. Just reach out to somebody. Suicide hotline, a friend, a parent. Just be vulnerable. It's very temporary, and you just need to talk to somebody and get it out. And the other thing I like to tell people, everybody in every walk of life, is practice daily gratitude. If you are thankful for things every morning when you wake up, if you write down what you're thankful for, it will transform. It's not that it might, it can, maybe it will. It will transform your life. You just have to be grateful for what you do have. And life, as you know it, will be so much different. And I recommend it at night, too, when you're first starting. And write it down. If it's in your handwriting, it's powerful, because you're speaking to your subconscious mind powerfully. There is hope out there for those that have lost somebody and for those that are in despair.
Yeah.
Mental anguish is hard. It's
Very
hard.
hard.
We've all been there, right? I mean, we've all had some kind of mental challenge at some point, and everybody can relate.
You absolutely can relate. I mean, if people are just honest, everybody have thought like, oh, just let me go and walk out in front of this rolling car. No.
But are you grateful for what you have?
Very grateful.
Every day,
Very
probably.
Grateful.
I'm
Very
thanking
grateful.
I'm thanking Jesus every day for even the silliest of things, right?
Yeah. For waking
Jesus,
us up.
thank you I didn't kill my plants this week. Okay?
You know
Thank
who
you
to
for
thank,
beautiful
though.
weather, healthy family.
I
I mean,
know
it can be
that's right.
anything. It doesn't have to be grand. It can be little
been a
things to
pleasure.
start.
You've been a pleasure. Again, tell them where they can find the book.
You can find the book at suicideandsequins.com. It's Suicide and Sequins, SEQUINS.com.
Well, it's been a pleasure to have
Thank
you
you.
here in the studio. Thank you so much. All the best to you. Congratulations on your success in your business.
Thank you,
Congratulations on the book that's going to fall this spring. I know it's going to do well. So thank you so much for being
thank you,
here.
Zandra.
Oh,
I
you're
really
welcome.
appreciate it.
And thank you for watching another episode of Real Biz Talk with Zandra, where I showcase small business so that you can grow and scale your business, not just in your local neighborhood, but nationally and globally as well. So I'll see you soon. Peace.
Good job, guys.